Good morning, kindergartners. Sa, 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 sa. Welcome to kindergarten today. Ah. Hello and welcome. We're just gonna ignore this. I should have reapplied, but I did not, and here we are. So if only I could use like a filter and just like look ready. But you know what, friends, we don't need filters in life. Life is about real beauty, okay? Inner beauty, real beauty. Anywho, hello and welcome. I'm so glad you're here joining us, following along, tuning in for another wonderful episode of Mrs. Weber's kindergarten class online. So today we are going to start our reading block. As I mentioned before, this week we're reading stories about helping and helping others and helping out. So before we get started with our video, we are going to go ahead and use our big book of knowledge so that we can start with beginning sounds. This is something we had practiced before fall break. Last week we talked about words and sentences, but this week we're coming right back to beginning sounds. Beginning sounds has to do with the first sound that I say. So when I say a word, you're going to tell me the very first sound that you hear, and that's it. You're not going to say the word. You're not going to just say the last sound or make up sounds, just the first sound. So if I say like bus, you're going to be like B, and then keep the rest to yourself. So it's almost like you're going to say the word, but after the first sound, you just keep the rest to yourself, okay? So listen, I'm going to say 3 words, and you're going to tell me which 2 words have the same sound and what sound it is. Are you ready? Can you do it? Say, my job is to identify first sounds in a word. Secret, I almost forgot what I was saying. But okay, here we go. So again, I'm going to say 3 different words. You tell me which 2 have the same first sound, and then tell me what sound that is. Listen. Wish, gas, gift. Wish, gas, gift. What 2 words have the same beginning sound? Gas and gift. Very good. What sound is the same in those words? They both start with the G sound. Very good. Let's try some more. Ready? Top, yet, yell. Top, yet, yell. Which 2 words? What are the 2 words with the same first sound? Yet and yell. And what sound do they start with? Y, y, y. Yes, that's right. Okay. Send, rich, sack. Send, rich, sack. Which 2 have the same first sound? Send and sack. And what is the first sound in those words? S. Good job. Box, bill, king. Box, bill, king. Box and bill. They both have the B sound. Okay, last one. These are some silly words. Fat, hen, fix. Fat, hen, fix. Which 2 have the same first sound? Fat and fix. And what is the first sound in those words? Great job. I can identify the first sound in a word. Whoop, whoop. Kiss your brains. That's right, because you're a kindergarten rock star. Okay, let's get started with our story. Am I ready for our story? I don't know, but here we go. So like I said, this week we're reading about stories that are about helping. And, whew, so sorry. My throat has been like dry today. I just haven't been drinking enough water. Okay, so our story today is called, the title is The Handiest Things in the World. Wait, let me read that again. The Handiest Things in the World. That title just felt like it needed a grander introduction. Written by Andrew Clements and photographs by Raquel Jaramillo. Jaramillo. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. It's just an ongoing pattern here. Okay, so the title is the name of the book, and it tells us what the story is about. That's right. So if our title is The Handiest Things in the World, that is, it's telling us what the story might be about. So we make a prediction. What do you think? Put your thinking caps on one time. What do you think our story might be about? Handy things, I guess. I don't know. This title's kind of vague. The handiest things in the world, I suppose. That would be the answer. The author writes the story, and the illustrator draws the pictures. So what did Andrew Clements do? He wrote the story, and what did Raquel do? Dear old Raquel. She didn't draw the pictures, she's the photographer, so she took the pictures. So that means it's like a nonfiction story. It's something that happened in real life. Not in real time, in real life at some point, because these are real photographs. Okay? Okay. I wonder what this book is about. What are the handiest things in the world? Huh? Like I said, that title's pretty vague. Like, what are the handiest things in the world? Let's find out. Oh, look at that. Maybe this story has to do with our hands. The handiest things in the world. Of all the handy things there are, the hand itself is best by far. To grab, to hold, to twist, to pull or twist, the hand itself is the handiest. So what's the handiest thing in the world? Our hands. But other things are handy too. Just look around, you'll see it's true. Which things are handiest for you? Depends on what you need to do. The things I want to show you here, things old and new, from far and near. They all came from a simple plan. The hand is where they all began. So it sounds like our hands are the handiest thing, but also there are other things that can help us be handy. And of course, I'm sure you noticed our highlighted words. These are our old sight words, the, I, and. So kiss your brain if you noticed and heard those sight words. Mealtime happens every day. Oh dear, look at that messy friend. This is why, this is like exactly why. When I said in our morning meeting, like we need to pack an extra set of clothes, and some of the parents were like, why do they need to bring extra clothes? Point and case. Because we're 4- and 5-year-olds who get a little messy. Keep your fingers clean this way. Oh, look at that. So she's using her hands to eat, which is great because our hands are great tools. But we could also use utensils or chopsticks. Interesting he went with the chopstick option. But Wouldn't that be crazy if we were like all using our chopsticks? Maybe like one day for lunch I'll just get a whole bunch of chopsticks and that's what you guys have to use. You'd be eating all day probably. Chopsticks can be quite challenging, even for adults, okay? So I'm just kidding, I wouldn't do that to you. Because we have other tools like forks and spoons, right? Don't let Rover stray away. Oh dear. What is a handy tool we could use when we're with our dogs? This will hold him night and day. A leash, that's right. So instead of trying to hold on to our dogs with our hands, we could also use a leash. That's a great tool. Tools can make doing things with our hands easier. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Add, subtract, then add again. Okay, so this one's going to be interesting because, yes, we can use our hands to count just like when I say, show me 5 fingers. Show me another way to make that number, you know? This shows you how outdated this book is. Do you guys know what that's called? Have you ever seen one of those in your life? I doubt it. This is called a calculator. It's actually something that ancient people used to use. I was gonna say like ancient Egyptians, ancient Americans, ancient the old world, the new world, the BT before technology. No, because that is technology. I don't even know how to explain this, but we used to carry these little calculators around with us to help us with our math. Now we're so lucky because we have a phone for that. Luckily, we have a calculator right on our phones. We're not carrying a phone and a pager and a calculator. So, add, subtract, then add again. We can use our phone and Google and apps instead of carrying a calculator. So you may never see one of those in your life is what I'm saying. But it was handy at one point. And what's handy now is our phone because it has everything on it. Okay, sorry, I got a little off track. Zigzag, flip, flap. Hard to get. What? Sometimes catching a butterfly with your hands might seem near impossible. What's something we could use instead? She could catch him with your handy net, which net starts with N. That's a lot easier than catching a butterfly with your hands, I would imagine. 2 wet hands can hold and pour. Oh dear. If you're watering your plants like that, that's going to take you all day. What could she use to hold and pour more water? Let's find out. This will pour a whole lot more. A watering can, that's right. Raindrops falling from the sky. Oh dear. When it's raining, do you just want to like cover your head with your arms? Does that really help? Or is there something that could be more helpful? This will help to keep you dry. Look at that, friend. It's got an umbrella. Wish I might, wish I may. Oh dear, cleaning with your hands. I mean, it's helpful, but not the most helpful. Sweep this dusty stuff away. What happens if you use your hands like a broom? They get really dirty, right? So what is a cleaner way to clean up? Yeah, to use some tools to help us, like a broom, a mop, right? A dustpan. Homemade shade for squinty eyes. Yeah, when you're outside and you're in the sun and you're like this. What could you do instead? This will help with sunny skies. Yeah, you could probably wear sunglasses or a hat. All right, that helps to keep some shade, some sun out of your eyes. What's the first boy doing to keep the sun out of his eyes? He's using his hand, and the second boy is using a hat. Digging in and scooping down. Ooh, that looks really dirty. Right? What are they doing with their hands? They're digging and scooping. Ooh. Let's move lots of dirt around. Or they could get a shovel. Look at how dirty their hands are here. And look at here. It's like no dirt at all. What a great tool. Tidy is the way to be. Oh dear. This will help enormously. So she's brushing her hair using a comb, pulling her hair back instead of it being all over the place. In her face. Flap a hand to make a breeze. Oh, that happens to me a lot. When it gets like really warm in here, I'm like, that's only giving me so much air. What could I use, or what could he use instead to make it cool down? Oh, I had one over here. I don't know where it went. Could push more air with one of these. A fan. That's right. Someone is probably going to walk in any minute because I hear people talking. Tap in rhythm, keep the beat. She's tapping with her pots and pans. Work with these and make some heat. Whoa, she looks professional. She's got her drumsticks. What's the width or length or height? So what is he using to measure? He's just using his hands, right? Is there a better thing we can use to help us measure? This thing always gets it right. I wonder what it is. A ruler. Some might think these would be outdated, but they're not. Rulers are great. I use them all the time. It drives me nuts when things are not straight. So, that's why we have to use a ruler to keep it straight. Oh dear. Sticky fingers make a mess, but mixers make the mess much less. So how can we keep our hands clean and not sticky when we're cooking or baking? By using a mixer. Good job. Waves will wash these words away. Aww. So this friend is using his hands to write in the sand, but what's going to happen when the wave comes and covers the words? The water will wash it away. Write this way and words will stay. What tools can you use to put words on paper? He's using crayons, but what's our rule? We only use pencils when we're writing. We don't use crayons unless we're coloring. Remember. When windy winter time appears, these feel good on frosty ears. Something we don't really have to worry about. It doesn't get too cold here. But what is she using to keep her ears warm? Her hands. And what could she be using that would be more helpful? Earmuffs. 10,000 years have come and gone. Our hands keep working on and on. And as the future years unfold, new handy tools will grip or hold. Whatever we may need to do, one fact remains forever true. For sharing love with tenderness, the hand itself is the handiest. Yay! Because I mean, if you think about it, like you use your hands to use those tools, right? It's just like, the tool is like the middleman. It's like, instead of using your direct hands to like dig, you're using your hands to hold the tool to dig. So your hands aren't the handiest things in the world, you know? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? What a great story. Part of our curriculum, might I add. So now, I have a seesaw assignment ready for you, and it's kind of like what we did with community helpers last week, where you are going to match the tool with what the person is doing, what tool they need. You can record if you would like, but really you just need to match the tool with the person. Don't forget, you can use the like pointing finger, the moving thing, to like move the tool into the box. Don't draw all these lines, because then it's like so confusing for me. It like hurts my brain and my eyes to look at, to like try to follow all those lines. But all right, thank you so much for following along, tuning in and joining us, listening to our handiest things in the world story. And yeah, don't forget to get started on your seesaw assignment. Don't forget to post it, submit it, and I will see you very soon. All right, have a great morning. That was a sound I was not expecting. Have a great morning. Bye. Don't forget to work hard, do your best, be kind, don't give up, and make good choices. Bye.